creepy true gym horror story. Most people go to the gym to get stronger, to improve themselves, to build confidence. But sometimes you end up building something else, something you never meant to wake up. This happened to me 2 years ago when I started going to a 24-hour gym near my apartment. And after what I experienced there, I will never step inside a gym after midnight again. Back in 2023, I had just moved to a new city for work. My apartment was small, my job was stressful, and honestly, I felt pretty lonely. So I decided to join a gym. There was one about 5 minutes from my apartment called Iron Forge Fitness. The place was open 24 hours, which was perfect because I work late shifts. Most nights, I'd go there around 11:30 p.m. The gym was usually empty at that time. Just me, the hum of fluorescent lights, and the occasional sound of weights clanking. At first, I actually liked it. No crowds, no waiting for machines, just silence. But after a few weeks, I started noticing something strange. One night, while I was doing bench presses, I looked up at the large wall mirror in front of me, and for a split second, I thought I saw someone standing behind me. I quickly sat up and turned around. No one was there. The entire gym floor was empty. I brushed it off as my imagination. But the next night, it happened again. This time I was on the treadmill. As I looked into the mirror wall ahead of me, I saw a tall man standing near the squat rack behind me. He was completely still, watching. I turned around instantly. Nothing. The squat rack area was empty. At this point, I started to feel uneasy, but I convinced myself it was just reflections playing tricks on my eyes. Until the night, everything changed. It was around 12:45 a.m. I had just finished my workout and went to the locker room. The gym had a strange layout. The locker room lights were dimmer than the gym floor lights, and there was a long hallway leading to the showers. I opened my locker and grabbed my towel. That's when I heard something, metal banging, like someone slamming a locker door. I looked down the row of lockers. All of them were closed, and I was the only one there. Then, bang, a locker door slammed shut near the far end of the room. I walked closer. Every locker was still locked. No one. That's when I heard something else. From the hallway leading to the showers. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. The hallway was dark except for a single flickering light. I walked toward it, thinking maybe another gym member had come in. "Hello," I called. No response. The footsteps stopped. But then, I heard water running. One of the showers had turned on. I walked to the entrance of the shower area and peeked inside. All the stalls were empty, except one, the last stall at the far end. Water was pouring from the shower head, but the curtain was closed. I felt my stomach drop because I could see something beneath the curtain. Feet. Someone was standing inside, completely still. I waited for a moment. The person didn't move, didn't adjust the water, didn't make a sound, just stood there. Then slowly, I saw the shadow beneath the curtain move. Not like someone shifting their weight, more like their body was swaying slightly. Back and forth, back and forth. The water kept running. I finally said, "Hey man, you okay?" The swaying stopped instantly. And then, the shower water shut off. Complete silence. My heart was pounding. I stood there staring at the curtain, waiting for the person to come out. But nothing happened. 30 seconds passed. Then a minute. Still nothing. So I slowly walked toward the stall, each step echoing across the tile floor. When I reached the curtain, I hesitated. Then I pulled it open. The stall was empty. No one inside. No wet footprints. No towel. Nothing. just the sound of water dripping from the shower head. At that point, I was seriously freaked out. I got dressed as fast as I could and went to the front desk. The gym employee was a guy named Mark. I told him everything that happened. He looked confused, but agreed to check the security cameras. We went into the small office where the monitors were. He rewound the footage to when I entered the locker room. The screen showed me walking in, then standing by the lockers, then walking down the hallway. But something else appeared in the footage, something that made my blood run cold. Right behind me, about 10 feet back, was a tall figure. Following me, the figure was extremely thin, almost unnaturally tall, and its arms looked way too long. Mark paused the footage. We zoomed in. The figure's face was blurry, but its head was tilted at a strange angle, like its neck was partially broken. Mark looked at me and said, "Did someone come in with you?" I shook my head. "No." Then he switched to the shower camera. The hallway camera showed me approaching the shower stall, but the stall camera showed something else. When I opened the curtain, there was something standing inside the stall, right in front of me, but I couldn't see it because it wasn't visible from where I stood. It was only visible on the camera. Mark froze the frame. The thing in the stall looked like a person, but its body was twisted. Its arms were bent backward, and its face was staring directly at the camera, even though its body was facing me. Then something even worse happened. The figure slowly lifted one arm and pointed directly at the camera lens. Mark immediately shut the monitor off. Neither of us said anything for a long time. Finally, he said something that made my stomach sink. "Those locker room cameras, they're not connected." I canceled my gym membership the next day. A week later, I drove past the building. The gym was closed, completely shut down. The windows were covered with black paper, and there was a sign on the door that said, "Closed until further notice." But the strangest part? Months later, I tried looking up the gym online, and I couldn't find any record that it ever existed. No website, no business listing, nothing. Sometimes I still think about that night, and about the thing in the shower stall, watching me, waiting for me to look just a little closer.